really hope that's a fucking You know what? Put me back in the kitchen. Grab me by my apron, respectfully, and put me back in the kitchen. Because they didn't tell.
I'm a strong, independent woman that doesn't need no man, okay?
You know, you got women out here saying, oh, I can open my own doors. Yeah, of course you can. Doesn't mean you should.
Doing it all is not easy, and this is something she learned the hard way. It's fine if you don't need anyone's help, but at least ensure that you have the right knowledge for the purpose, otherwise, it might cost a lot.
Oh my god, I put it in the wrong bubble.
It's all good if you don't want to have a man because you are strong and independent, but it's important to understand that being independent has its own limitations. Don't fool yourself into thinking that just because you are independent, it means that you can do everything, because you can't, and this is why it happened. When deciding to take this route, it's important to take those factors seriously to avoid this type of situation. Now she will have to pay double or triple what she could have paid if this job was given to a professional or her partner. This type of situation brings all strong and independent women back to reality. This is the stage when their reset button is activated and they exit the fantasy land. But we have to give her credit for realizing her mistake on time before it gets worse.
At least she was smart enough to realize and not start the car.
I also give her credit for that, because I know many people would realize their mistake after the car shows signs of malfunction.
She's an independent and strong woman who knows what she's doing and never ever needs a man to change the oil.
It probably was her initial thought, but it's evident that she was wrong about it. Don't try to do it all, now it will cost a lot more.
This is why good dads are needed to help their sons and daughters understand this simple stuff.
This is true. It would make a huge difference if she knew what she was doing. But where is her man at?
You know, you got women out here saying, oh, I can open my own doors. Yeah, of course you can. Doesn't mean you should. Listen, as a gentleman, you pull out chairs, you open doors, and you carry things, not because women are unable, these frail little objects, but you do it simply to show that you respect her presence. You have admiration for her. You want to take care of her. But it's so crazy to me that we live in a world where even these simple things get twisted.
Yeah, they get twisted because now there's like this new age feminism that says he's a misogynist if he opens the door for you. It's so sad that
I don't understand their logic when it comes to this subject. Why would you be willing to refuse help just to unnecessarily prove a point? Are they sure they are doing this for their own best interest?
as women can shoot ourselves in the foot sometimes. We are actually killing chivalry in the name of feminism. If you support women's dignity, you would also support a man's dignity, and part of his dignity is to care and protect for women. So let's celebrate that and affirm that in the men that we know and love, and let's celebrate being women. Our superpower, we bring babies into the world. That's one of the reasons it's so awesome that men can defend and protect us, because we are defending and protecting and bringing new lives into the world. That's our design. So celebrate those differences. Don't erase them. Don't mock them. Don't destroy them. And definitely let him open the door for you and say thank you.
This is the reality of what's going on in our current society, and this is something that makes a lot of modern women confused. They want to be treated like a queen, but at the same time, some of them get offended if they are treated as such. They feel like they are strong and independent and they should do their own things. But at this point, we no longer bother ourselves with it. If you want to open your door, change your car tire, or even buy your own flowers, do it. But make sure that you enjoy it, because it will be a long journey. We don't want to have anybody complaining that they are tired and want someone to take care of them. They need to know that there aren't many men willing to deal with a retired, strong, and independent. So for those who decide to follow this pathway, make sure you are willing to stick with it. Let's have a look at the comment section.
I love this. Unfortunately, guys today don't have this man's mentality.
This is further from the truth. The person who wrote this comment shouldn't forget that currently we are interacting with strong and independent women, and some of them would get offended if a guy displays that behavior. But just to make it clear, most guys are like him, but it's getting harder to find a woman to give us the room so we can operate that way.
I hold the door open for whoever is behind me. I would never choose to do it or not do it based on gender.
That is a good observation, but I don't believe that this is what he meant. He was just talking about what was going on with dating and relationships.
It's like they're saying, treat me like a queen, but don't open doors for me.
This is the reality of what's going on in our current society, and this is something that makes a lot of modern women confused. They want to be treated like a queen, but at the same time, some of them get offended if they are treated as such. They feel like they are strong and independent and they should do their own things. But at this point, we no longer bother ourselves with it.
I'm a strong, independent woman that doesn't need no man, okay? I just want one, you know, because they're kind of cute and they smell good sometimes and they pick up heavy things, you know, like me.
Most strong and independent women still don't understand that this mindset is pointless because we need each other. But we don't have to worry about it. We will give her a few more years and she will be the same person making another video complaining that she is tired and is looking for a man to help her with things. She will make another video saying that she needs a man. But the sad part is that most of them want to retire from the strong and independent lifestyle after they have gone through the wall. This is the mistake they make, which makes things a bit more challenging for them, as at that stage it will be hard to find a guy to help them as the dating pool is no longer the same. However, they don't realize that they are placing themselves in a challenging position. There are countless videos of women claiming that they are done being strong and independent. They get to a point where they regret that pathway, but for some reason, young women still want to do the same thing, even though they have seen those videos of other women saying that it's tiring. I just don't understand why would they want to do it all. Let's read some comments.
I loved being independent. I don't like it anymore. I want to be helped now.
The story never changes. They will always get tired and then start looking for man's help. At this stage, they will change their vocabulary, and this is when they start claiming that they need a man.
I was the same, and my husband came along and wrecked me in the best way of independence. I'm his spoiled princess and I like him taking care of me.
Well done. At least she knows that 4 hands are better than 2. Unlike other modern women who believe they can do it all perfectly.
I want one too, but why is it so hard to land one?
Usually, their belief system is the main reason they are struggling to find a man. Change your attitude and maybe things might get better.
You know what? Put me back in the kitchen. Grab me by my apron respectfully and put me back in the kitchen because equal pay, sure. Yeah, sure. Yeah, down. They didn't tell us, women, you can finally have a credit card, but you're gonna have to change your own tire. But you're gonna have to be an entrepreneur. But you're gonna have to learn to pay your taxes. No. Let me bake a nice goddamn sourdough. Because men used to build buildings, and now what are they? No. I didn't do equal pay for. No.
She would definitely have a different outcome if she had the same mindset a few years ago. Why do they have to wait until they go through the wall? Then they start making this type of change. Listen to this again.
Because men used to build buildings, and now what are they?
This is what happens when people are not aware of their surroundings. So she believes that buildings are being constructed magically? This is a clear display of someone who is not in tune with reality. She didn't put much thought into this. Things are so developed that she didn't notice that men are still doing that job, and this is what makes her statement more interesting.
I want equal rights, not equal roles.
You can't pick and choose what you want. You need to embrace everything that comes with it. This is a package deal.
I mean, buildings are still being built. Maybe it's the men building them being invisible that's the problem.
That was a great observation. Probably those construction workers are invisible to her, and this is why she isn't aware that men are still building houses. But I have a question. If men are not building houses, who are building them?
This movement would happen after I entered my soft guy era.
The soft guy era came to stay, and it will make dating fair for everyone. This is the end of today's video. If you like it, don't forget to subscribe.